Part 2 of our Flagellants campaign. I recommend for you to watch the first part if you didn't. We were attacked by the end of the first episode by the Tsinchians, and unfortunately we lost some settlements, 2 to be exact, and we are preparing to defend the rest of the isles. Somehow we have pre-victory, I will take that. There's no chance we would won that battle by the manual fight. And fortunately for us, the Slaaneshi destroyed the Tor Elites instead of taking it for themselves, so we can colonize that. We have also constructed the Tree of Vishai, which gave us unique enchanted item, Ultimate Seed of Rebirth, and it is really good, to be honest. I expected a bit weaker item. Most importantly, it gives regeneration, just like the Jade Griffon. And finally we can reclaim what should be ours. I will be aiming now to research the Divine Minded, just for the Dauntless Fury, for the Archlectors and the Flagellants units. We can recruit Ulrika Magdova, a very powerful lord and a wizard, but I think I'm not going to. The main show is the will and determination from the Flagellant units, instead of magic. And here we have it, we can finally destroy those Tsinch armies that attacked our land. First was out-resolve, second we will fight manually. In this particular battle they can easily counter us with their ranged units, so we have to get to them as fast as possible. I mean, the whole campaign and the first part was about rushing the enemies, so nothing fancy here. But in the close combat they don't stand a chance. Tsinchan armies usually are pretty weak at melee combat, and we won the campaign somehow. That's our progress. And we have completed route number 2. So the route where we have to defeat Kairos, Kugat, Nkari, Shadow Legion, Skarbrand and win 35 battles. We got some trash rewards, and well, I didn't even try to win like that. The game kinda won the campaign for me. And we have established first foothold in Khuresh. Of course from the Tsinchans who attacked us. And finally we can piece them out. We can also colonize this piece of land and attack Lizardmen since they are weak. So we can ask the Arbal to join the war against them. And those dudes attacked us again. They are really annoying. And finally we have first battle in this episode. I mean, technically second. But first, let's see if they will come after us. If not, we have to rush them. I'm mostly afraid of their flying units. They deal a lot of damage. Explosive one. So you can see that my slayers without the armor cannot really stand that. Let's just hope we have more Flagellants than they have ammunition. And to be honest, it looks like they lack a lot of manpower, or maybe lizard power, I should say. We are destroying their melee units. To be honest, managing that big army is a bit painful, especially when you have almost all melee units except those one musketeers. Our Flagellants can even kill a dinosaur. We won that battle, I think mostly because of the quantity, but win is a win. Well, of course we want to occupy that. And here we have it, another battle for another Lizardman city. They think they are clever. They set up a ranged unit, one of the few the Lizardmen have, but I guess they don't know how quickly I can catch them, especially with my mounted hero. And it kinda forced them to attack me, cause I destroyed the only one distance units they have, and they encircled me. But I think it's good, we can fight in all directions. And my units won't lose any discipline because of the encirclement. They are Flagellants after all. Even though we are encircled, there are a lot of Flagellants, so it is hard to squeeze us. And their units are not that numerous, so it looks like that encirclement works mostly for us, not for them. I think it is time to piece out the Lizardmen. We have secured our foothold in Khuresh, and now it is time to turn on the Khorne. More specifically, Arbal the Undefeated, who soon will have to change his nickname. And I think they attacked me. Most probably they don't want to lose that settlement, but I want to capture that, and I will, probably. But we have to be quick, otherwise their cannonades will destroy us, or whatever they are called. Skull cannons, I think. And look what's going on here. We are actually winning against Khorne. They lack a bit of manpower, to be honest. The quantity of our Flagellants is a bit too much for them, I think. They are all breaking apart. we have interesting event. We can sell Tor Elites to I don't know even who. Most importantly, they offer 20,000. And while it is a lot, it is not enough. For me at least. This is Tor Elites, by the way. I think it holds much more value in our hands. And we've got another battle, this time with Khorne. Who would have guessed it? It is really easy win for us. Even considering the battle is only 2 minutes long. And I have to admit, I didn't expect such power from this particular build. Like, we are shredding everyone. Dinos, Khornates, Tzeentchans, Skaven, but those were mostly Skaven slaves. But it counts. We have also chance to attack the Slaaneshi faction, so we can first make a trade agreement with the Northern provinces, and then ask them to join the war against that Slaaneshi faction I mentioned. They are really weak, they shouldn't be a big problem to us. We can also make some other trade agreements with the Tomb Kings, that's the most unusual part, but they pay us, that's what matters the most. And there we have it, we are sieging down this settlement. I'm really curious if they will attack me, most probably will. That's why it is time to pick an ace from our sleeve. In this case, Fury of the Right, whatever. We really want that damage reflection for the flagellants, as well as the weapon strength. Told you they would attack. The game doesn't recognize our power, but it's fine. We will crush them anyway. Initially I wanted to destroy the reinforcements, but they have managed to bring their whole army even quicker than the reinforcements. And I am really curious if you saw that damage the Lord has taken. That's because of the damage reflection. Not really sure if the battle in woods works for us. I think it should, because the big units they have should get minuses because they are in the woods. The problem is I cannot see anything, just like in previous battles. See? That's why I wanted that extra damage reflection. They have a lot of cavalry, so now each time they charge at us, they are at the same time dealing damage to themselves. Actually, it might be hard to see, but you know, based on that example with the Lord before, it is true. Each time they charge, they deal damage to themselves. And I won't lie to you, it looks really bad for us. They are squeezing us like a lemon, but I think we are still winning this one. We are holding on by the sheer will and determinants of the Sigmar. They have finally started losing discipline due to damage taken. Told you we would win that. And they have attacked us again. This time they took even one of our units to their side. That's shame. And you know, that battle looks really similar to the battle we just fought before. Meaning I can't really see much, and I'm just waiting for the discipline to disappear. They are attacking us again, but this time I will use auto-resolve. We are losing one unit in battle, another one due to seduce mechanic, so only two. We have taken what we wanted in the Khuresh region from the Slaanesh faction, so we can white piece them for money. We can take North Fortress, one of the last settlements that we won from the Arbal. Look where it is. By the way, I love that design of that province and that shield especially. And also that we won by heroic victory in the auto-resolve against those Tzeentchan armies. And we can peace out Arbal the Undefeated, which is defeated at this point. He lost all his settlements in Khuresh. Look who wants the trade agreement with us. I think they kinda forgot we were at war before. And we can finally attack those nested Tzeentchans who were annoying the whole campaign in their homeland and take what should be ours. I am not sure this is a good idea to just go like that, especially since they have an army, almost full stack, but I don't care. But if they have another army or armies, we are in deep trouble. And I think in revenge, they transformed our settlement back into the Arbal hands. Not fun. Since we are in uncharted territory, I want to take that bonus for the flagellants again, and some followers that spawn the units. Well, they didn't have one army, they had 1.5. Strong 1.5 armies to be exact. We can surely auto-resolve that and get close victory, and I will not even lose a single unit. But since it is a last battle in this episode, I will fight it manually and probably lose all of my armies, or even lose the whole battle. Well, I'm starting to regret that I decided to fight there instead of auto-resolve. Those 3 flying units alone will wreck my entire army. but now we have no other choice, we have to go forward. And now it looks like they have a lot of powerful magic, I mean Singe after all. And we cannot even reach those long range units they have far back, but at least we taken a lot of damage. It doesn't make our situation better, but it's something. And we are kinda stuck in this weird position where we are getting beaten horribly. But at least we can finally rush towards the long range units, which doesn't really change that much. We're still getting a lot of damage. But it doesn't scare the flagellants we have. They have only a couple single units left, and yet that Wizard Lord alone is destroying us with his magic. And you know, those flying units they have still have a lot of ammunition. They have to use all of that first to land. We had to dance a bit with those lords, and even then it still wasn't enough. And those are our last reinforcements. And the only thing that saves us is their discipline crumbling. Plus, they don't have magic anymore. And we won. It wasn't even close. Just kidding. I don't know how he survived that. That's what happens when you cannot counter the enemy flying units. Especially Sinchans one, and especially if yours don't have any armor. And of course the greenskins had to attack me right at the end. But ultimately, this is what our empire looks like. From Khuresh to Nippon, from this little thing at the South Pole to almost Cathay. This way it looks even better. You can also white piece those dudes, I forgot to do that earlier. And unfortunately there is not much to do for me in this campaign, look. The only thing I can do is to secure the rest of the Khuresh. And that's pretty much all. But here we have the Lizardmen, which I have the trade agreement. Here we have the Quick Head Taker. And those octopus dude, I forgot his name. But look how much the Cathay owns. And the rest of the world looks pretty much normal. Tamurkhan is doing alright. Some skeletons at the desert. And the Empire, which pretty much united the whole human kingdoms at this point. Lizardmen, which conquered like quarter of the world. And Malekith, which conquered the whole Nagaroth as well as the Ulf one. But I'm glad of our small yet powerful empire, which we achieved with only flagellants. Thank you for watching, remember to leave a like and subscribe, and see you soon.